There is a sound that resonates across every culture, every continent, and every dinner table on this planet. It's that sharp, shattering, ear-piercing crackle of a perfect piece of fried chicken. You know the sound. It's the sound of 1,000 tiny glass, like bubbles of flour and starch exploding at once. Why are we so obsessed with this? What is it about the combination of hot oil and poultry that makes us lose our minds? Today, we aren't just looking at recipes. We are diving deep into the soul of the bird. We are explaining every major fried chicken style on Earth, the science of the crunch, and why some chickens change your life while others are just a soggy disappointment. Before we get into the regional wars, we have to talk about the foundation. Fried chicken is, at its heart, a battle against moisture. You want the inside to be a fountain of juice and the outside to be as dry and brittle as a desert. If you fail, you get steam-logged crust, which is the ultimate culinary sin. To understand the why behind the how, we have to look at the three pillars: the brine, the barrier, and the fat. Think about the last time you bit into a piece of chicken that looked amazing but tasted like nothing on the inside. That's a seasoning failure. That's why we start with the brine. Have you ever wondered why the pros always use buttermilk or salt-heavy dry brines? It's not just for flavor. Salt changes the physical structure of the protein. It dissolves the muscle filaments, allowing the meat to hold on to its moisture even when it's being assaulted by 350-degree oil. If you aren't brining, you aren't really frying, you're just making expensive nuggets. But then there's the barrier. This is where the magic happens. Flour, cornstarch, potato starch, rice flour, these aren't interchangeable. They are different weapons for different wars. All-purpose flour gives you that heavy, bready, southern-style tug. Cornstarch gives you a thin, glassy, brittle snap. Potato starch gives you a delicate, airy lightness that feels like eating a cloud made of gold. Let's start with the undisputed heavyweight champion, Southern American fried chicken. This is the benchmark. If you close your eyes and someone says fried chicken, this is what you see. It's characterized by that craggy texture. You know those little stalactites of dough hanging off the side? That's the goal. The secret here is the dredge. Most people think you just dip chicken in flour and call it a day. No. The pros take a little bit of the buttermilk marinade and drizzle it into the dry flour first, rubbing it in with their fingers to create tiny little clumps. When you press the chicken into that flour, those clumps stick. In the oil, they hydrate and puff up, creating a massive amount of surface area. And more surface area means more crunch. It's a beautiful, messy, glorious architecture of grease. The flavor is heavy on black pepper, maybe some cayenne, and definitely a hit of garlic powder. It's soulful. It feels like a hug from someone who really wants you to be happy but doesn't care about your cholesterol. But then, we look east. We look at the other KFC, Korean fried chicken. If Southern style is a heavy wool coat, Korean style is a thin, high-tech windbreaker. It is completely different. The goal here isn't a thick, bready crust. It's a thin, translucent skin that shatters like a Christmas ornament. How do they do it? Double fry. This is the gold standard of technique. The first fry is done at a lower temperature to cook the chicken through and render out the fat from the skin. Then, the chicken comes out to rest. It looks pale, sad, and uninviting. But then, it goes back in at a much higher temperature. This second blast of heat boils off any remaining surface moisture and turns the starch, usually a mix of potato or cornstarch, into a literal layer of glass. This is the only chicken on Earth that can be drenched in a wet, sticky soy garlic or gochujang glaze and stay crispy for 45 minutes. How many times have you bought a crispy wings bucket only for it to be mush by the time you got home? Korean technique solves that. It's a triumph of engineering. Now, let's talk about the Japanese masterpiece, Karaage. This is the thinking man's fried chicken, usually made with boneless thighs, because let's be honest, breast meat is a lie we tell ourselves to feel healthy. Karaage is all about the marinade. Soy sauce, ginger, garlic, and sake. The chicken sits in this bath until it's saturated with umami. But the kicker is the coating. They use potato starch, or katakuriko. When potato starch hits oil, it doesn't brown as quickly as wheat flour. It stays light, almost white or pale gold, and the texture is incredibly fine. It's not a heavy crunch, it's a delicate snap. It's designed to be eaten in one bite, often at a bar with a cold beer. Is it better than Southern style? It depends on your mood. Do you want a heavy meal, or do you want an explosion of flavor that leaves you wanting 10 more? While we're in the neighborhood, we have to discuss the Taiwanese XXL street chicken. This is a visual spectacle. Imagine a chicken breast butterflied and hammered out until it's the size of a human face. It's huge. It's intimidating. It's beautiful. The secret here is sweet potato starch. It creates these little coarse pearls on the surface that are incredibly hard and crunchy. But the real soul of Taiwanese chicken is the dusting. As soon as it comes out of the oil, it's hit with a powder made of white pepper, salt, and 5-spice powder. That smell? It's intoxicating. It's the smell of a night market at 2 a.m. It's salty, it's slightly sweet, and it has that numbing tingle from the pepper. It's functional food. It's meant to be held in a paper bag and eaten while walking through a crowd. It's the ultimate evolution of chicken as snack. But what if you want pain? What if you want your fried chicken to fight back? Enter Nashville Hot Chicken. This isn't just a recipe. It's a dare. It starts as standard Southern fried chicken, but the finish is what makes it legendary. They take a ladle of the screaming hot frying oil and mix it with a massive amount of cayenne pepper, lard, and brown sugar to create a paste. This hot oil-based glaze is brushed onto the chicken. Because it's an oil-based sauce rather than water-based, it doesn't make the crust soggy. It just coats every nook and cranny in a vibrant, angry red sheen. It's a sensory overload. The heat hits you, the sugar balances it, and the crunch is still there, lurking underneath the spice. It's served on a slice of white bread to soak up the mercy oil, and if you don't have tears in your eyes, you aren't doing it right. Why do we do this to ourselves? Because that endorphin rush after a piece of Nashville hot is better than any drug. Now, let's go to the Caribbean. Let's talk about Dominican pica pollo. This is the sleeper hit of the fried chicken world. It doesn't get the press that the others do, but it should. The secret here is the marinade, lime juice, and Dominican oregano. The acidity of the lime cuts right through the grease, making the whole thing feel lighter and brighter. It's usually coated in a very simple flour dredge and fried until it's a deep, dark mahogany. When you bite into it, the first thing you taste isn't salt or fat. It's the herbal, floral punch of the oregano and the zing of the citrus. It's incredibly refreshing. It's chicken that tastes like a vacation. Have you ever seen Indonesian ayam goreng? Specifically the creams version? This is for the true crunch obsessed. The chicken is first braised in a liquid full of galangal, turmeric, and lemongrass until it's tender enough to fall off the bone. But they don't throw away that braising liquid. They mix it with rice flour and drop it into the hot oil. The liquid explodes into thousands of tiny, crispy bits of shrapnel or crunchy flakes. They then fry the chicken and heap those flakes on top. You're essentially eating fried chicken covered in a mountain of savory, spiced crackers. It's a texture play that makes every other fried chicken feel a little bit boring. It's brilliant. Why isn't this everywhere? We also have to give a nod to the industrial style, the fast food giants. We love to hate them, but they've mastered the science of consistency. They use pressure fryers. By frying the chicken under pressure, they raise the boiling point of the water inside the meat, which means the chicken cooks much faster and stays much juicier than in an open vat. It's the reason that big chain chicken has that specific, uniform, salty interior. Is it gourmet? No. But is it a feat of engineering? Absolutely. So, after traveling the world through a deep fryer, what have we learned? We've learned that there is no best fried chicken. There is only the right chicken for the right moment. If you want nostalgia and a heavy heart, you go Southern. If you want technical perfection and a sound that can be heard 3 blocks away, you go Korean. If you want an umami bomb, you go Japanese. But I have an opinion on this. I think the perfect fried chicken is the one that respects the bird. It's the one that takes the time to brine, the one that chooses the starch based on the desired outcome, and the one that isn't afraid of seasoning. Too many people are afraid of salt. Too many people are afraid of high heat. Fried chicken is an act of bravery. You are dropping a wet object into a vat of liquid fire. You have to be committed. Next time you're standing over a pot of bubbling oil, ask yourself, what am I trying to achieve? Do I want the craggy peaks of a southern dredge, or the glassy surface of a starch batter? Do I want the heat of Nashville or the herbs of the Caribbean? The beauty of fried chicken is that there are no wrong answers, only different paths to the same glorious, crunchy destination. Fried chicken is more than just food. It's a universal language. It's a testament to the fact that no matter where we come from, we all find joy in the same simple things: fat, salt, heat, and that unmistakable, soul-satisfying crunch. So go out there, find a new style, try a new starch, and never ever settle for a soggy crust. Life is too short for bad fried chicken. Keep frying, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep listening for that perfect shatter. See you at the next bite, and always stay hungry.